I say kick him out.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Foreign and Domestic. Hope everyone out there is doing well. We got lots of special guests with us tonight. We will start with the one, the only, Alan B. Pro.
Thank you, Scotsman. It's been just an average week for me. But before we go any further,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. With that out of the way, we can start into seeing what YouTube says about our side chat and what our participants are. That would be Andy79Z28, Big Al asking for a little ditty from us. Black Cat Outdoors, Chris 338, Christian Guest, the Ghost Tactical himself, JH586 here in the room, Kingpin Pony 47, the Texas Outlaw, Michael Signs, Smile Money. The list keeps jumping. Ghost Rider, Walter Davis, Vanessa Kitty. I know that's not everybody that is here and participating simply because it's YouTube and they do whatever they want, including having a special viewer that we always like to greet with two hands. Thank you, YouTube viewer.
All right, with that being said, we have a special guest with us tonight who has been on a kick of live streams and just having some fun. We got the one, the only, Rick. Is your safe covered? What's up, buddy?
Hey, everybody. Appreciate the invite. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. Why not? So, other than that, life is great.
Good deal, man. Good deal. And we got the one, the only, Jamie. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, thanks for the link. Thanks for having me. I'll thank all you guys in advance for putting up with me. Welcome to everybody in the side chat. Y'all rocking it out there already. It's going by faster than I can read it. So let's have a good time tonight. There's Gene. Hey, y'all.
And then we got the CZ fanboy.
What's up, Buttercup? Hey, thanks for the invite again. Imagine that. Hi, Jamie and
Hey,
Rick
Jamie.
and Alan. And I'll get to looking at the side chat eventually.
We got a new CZ fanboy in the community.
Well, is that,
101.
he bought his second one?
Second PO7.
Oh, another PO7. So he
Yep.
didn't get
He's actually he's got another one too. He hasn't told me what it is yet.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's like part 2.
I think it's probably a P10 or something like that.
Rob wants a link.
We can do that.
Yeah, a second PO7. All I'm going to say about that is it's about time, sir. Once you get started on them, it's hard to get off of them. I'm looking forward to the things that CZ turns out for 10 millimeter because it is the ultimate millimeter.
Get the heater a little closer. It's freaking cold in here.
Yeah, good. You have definitely been on a streak lately, Rick. For a while, you were known for basically being live about every 10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
And that kind of went away. I know you're a very busy working man for a while, but you've had a little time off and been turning out.
I'm back at it. A lot of it was when YouTube changed their whole StreamYard, where you got to have StreamYard and all that stuff. It slowed me down for a while till Jamie and the Scotsman helped me out, figure out how to get back on there. So it's it's basically Jamie's fault and the Scotsman's fault.
Well, we're here to help, brother. And if I can do it, how hard can it be, right?
What's up, Rob?
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Pops Quest himself. How you doing there, Pops?
Good to see you, brother.
If you had boobs, I'd squeeze them. That's how I'm doing.
He does. They're just not ones you like, probably.
What are y'all doing? I just came on here because I got sick and tired of Rick going live. I'm trying to drown him out.
What are you talking about? You saved me a spot the other day.
I know. I regretted that, actually.
See, I sent him an invite so he'd be here, so he didn't go live.
Yeah, I figured that's what they were doing. They're like, okay, he's going to run a channel at the same time, and it's going to screw up mine just as much as anybody else.
Well, Rick, I'm just so proud of you for doing the unnecessariness. But how's everybody else doing?
Doing great, doing great. It was just kind of an average week for me, just a lot of work. Other than that, has been a whole hell of a lot going on, other than trying not to pay attention to the clusterfucks that is happening across the country in politics. But
No, I quit watching that a long time ago. But I feel your pain, bro.
I'm very, very glad to see the office across the street that held the Elizabeth Warren campaign gone immediately after the Iowa caucuses, where that was just a complete clusterfuck for the Democrats here in Iowa. Absolute cluster. Literally, Sanders got the majority, and because he got the majority, he had to spread it amongst the rest of the candidates. So nobody on the Democratic side even won their side. It was funny as hell.
Is that how the coronavirus started?
That's exactly how the coronavirus started. That and something to do with a monkey from Afghanistan.
Hey, are we allowed to talk about reloading on here, or is this a liberal chat?
Nope, you can talk about reloading all you want, brother.
Hey, Jamie, have you ever loaded 7.62 by 39?
No, but I'm wanting to.
Thank you. Do it quickly and help me.
The biggest trouble you're gonna have with that thing, I think, is getting brass for it.
No, I got brass. The biggest problem is getting velocity. The compressed loads, the powders just spill out of the case. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I was hoping you'd have a magic powder, like a magic primer or some shit. You know what I mean?
Where are you getting your load data?
Like everybody, the internet.
MCK does.
MCK can help us. Tell me what you're using for powder, MCK. And what kind of velocity are you getting?
Please, I want a 2300 I want a 123 hunting bullet going 2300 feet per second. That's all I want. And I've tried powders that max loads won't do it. I've tried powders that almost do it. I'm not quite there yet. So I would love some information on that round. I'd love somebody into the fight. I'd love to see somebody fight that with me.
Let me see what I can find out, but I can tell you right now, I think you're going to have to be using a faster powder, like one of the slower pistol powders, like H110 or.
Well, I think I'm going Magnum pistol, like 300 blackout. Next is pretty much where I'm gonna be. So.
Have you tried 296?
Nope.
Because that's that's what I use in my blackout. How many feet per second?
I'm looking for 2300, like a mortar shell, like a fucking mortar shell. That's all I want. And why do you want a 7.62 by 39 round to be accurate? Because it's hard to do. That's why. I mean, who the hell else can do it? That's why you do it.
It's all for the fun.
Maybe
Right?
it's not possible.
It is possible. That's part of the quest. I mean, come on.
The
Step on
quest. This is.
I guarantee it's possible. It's just figuring out which powder and how much.
That's right.
All right. I didn't mean to throw the
Okay.
conversation off.
Yeah, you did.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
He's using 4198 with a 150 grain soft point bullet, but he don't have a chrono reading.
Did you say a 125 grain bullet?
150 grain bullet. He's using 4198.
What were you trying to shoot?
A 123. A 123.
All right, I got
A Nosler tipped bullet, a fucking 40 fucking cent bullet for a 20-cent round. I mean, who does that except me? But
so the highest feet per second with Acura 1680 is 2201.
Get your pen and paper out. I got something for you.
That's at the starting grain. So you should be able to pop that up to there.
no, I can. I don't know.
What? How many feet per second you want?
I want 2,300. That's where all the ballistics is at for that round.
Okay,
How about
34
Good.
H335. Max
Yep.
load is 34.5, and that's going to be a compressed load, and
Yep.
that's going to clock out of there at 2,363 feet per second.
Okay, that was the next thing I was going to try. That's so funny you said that because I tried that at the lower at 31 and it didn't get it done. So
Okay, I got two more.
okay, go. Yeah.
I got four more,
Oh shit.
5 more.
Here, I'm gonna send you a picture, Rob.
Man, y'all are fucking money.
It'll be easier.
Yeah, well, Bittabori N130. That max load is 28.6, and it's clocking at 2391, and that's
Yeah, but
not.
but are these loads known loads or are these just published loads? Okay, these are published. See, I'm dealing with that too, but I'm not getting the velocity out of the published loads. That's my whole issue. So the promising thing of the H335, which is a beautiful thing, is that they actually show it up to 34.5 as a max instead of like 31. Some people show 31.5 or whatever. So I feel good about that. I'm just gonna go. What you were fixing to probably tell me, the other powders I probably don't even own, even though I own like 30 different friggin' powders, but I do have H335, so I'm gonna roll with that.
And you like that Bittabori?
I love Vitavori powders, but they're expensive, and I don't have but N320. So
Well,
Rob,
they've
you
got
getting a text?
N130. They also got a Liant 1680, IMR 4198, which is what MCK was using. That's a max load of 24.6. You ought to be able to get 4198 where you live.
yeah, I just wanna buy it.
24.6 is 2,307 feet per second. And then reloader 7. See, what I thought was true is true. What I'm seeing is these slower pistol powders like reloader 7, 1680. That is a 300 blackout powder from the word go. H335 is a fast 223 type powder, a faster pistol powder. So yeah, you just need to get you some faster powders. And the reason I know that is because I'm starting to load for the 350 Legend, which is about the same thing.
cool. Well,
So-
I wish I could help you with that. I can't help you with that, but anytime I can help somebody, I like to help them out. So
Well, I
No.
appreciate the opportunity to read some of this to you. But that book, that data I spit out right there is for a 123 grain soft point bullet.
right on. Okay.
That's exactly what you're looking for. And let me check the bullets they're using. They're using a Hornady SP number 3140.
Yep. It's funny is you can't even go out and find that bullet inside of ammo and buy it right now. It's kind of funny. I think that's just a weird round, and it's a real weird bullet because it's a 310 bullet. It's not a 308. It's not a. I mean, it's a weird bullet. I mean, nobody wants to spend money on that bullet.
Yeah, they're showing 311 in the load data.
Well, there's data down to 308, 309, but you have to reduce the powders, or you'll blow your gun to pieces.
This data though is for a 20-inch barrel. What barrel length are you running?
It's a 16, so I can press those powders way up on a 16.
So that's going to rob you some of your velocity. You're spitting unburnt powder at the end of the barrel.
Yep. No, I'm willing to risk the gun and all, man. I'm willing to blow it to kingdom come. I don't really. I
Just
mean,
don't
it's
blow your hands.
One
Yeah,
thing you haven't mentioned, the one powder is get some Hodgson's Triple F and just put that sucker in there.
Just make sure it's on video because we got to see it. If it's not on video, it didn't happen.
Didn't happen, Robbie.
if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen. No, I'll get it on video. Don't worry about that. It might be the last thing I ever do.
Why are you so particular about having it running 2,300 feet per second?
Because the ballistics match everything on planet Earth at that speed. So,
Okay.
I mean, I don't need to, and I haven't published anything on my shots, but I'm getting incredible accuracy right now. And I just want to be able to be that guy, right? To push it even further. So I'm trying to get the velocity, but if it's not there, it's not there. So whatever. But you know as well as I do as a reloader, we just want to, we want to do.
So what kind of velocity are you getting right now?
We just want to blow our gun.
What kind of velocity are you getting?
I mean, the closest I've got is 2150, and I'm doing really well with that. But at 2300, I think those bullets would fly really good.
Yeah,
But you haven't tried the 335 powder yet?
Yes, I have. I just haven't pushed it that hard. So
that in that Lyman book, that's prognosticated as the most accurate powder.
Yep, I saw that too. I got the same book.
But
Rob,
you
you trying to
may
get
be,
a clean house and keep them on?
I'm trying to shoot a DM match with a fucking AK bullet to beat your ass. That's what I'm trying.
If
You
anyone
do that
can do
with
it, I can do it.
Yeah, if anyone can do it, I can do it. Should I engage 3 targets, 200, 250, and 300 within 5 seconds? Just hold it over with rounds. It was pretty awesome. I'm going to put it out there eventually on videos. But here's the thing: 7.62 round that's traveling 2,300.
Iron sights, though, right?
Yeah. No, I'm using a 1-6 Vortex. This is the Russian bitch I'm shooting. With a 200-yard zero, I'm holding 1.3 at 300. I mean, look at the drop. That's a fuck ton of drop, man.
It's a rock. It's a big rock.
Yeah, it's a mortar shell. So, I mean, you literally can't shoot it out to 600. So what I'm trying to do is, if I can make legit impacts at 400 or 500, I've already shot the 400 by the grace of God, I believe. But if I can legitimately shoot to 500 consistently, I think I'm the most accurate shooter on planet Earth.
Well, yeah, but that's going to be like at a 45-degree angle upward, right?
I was gonna say, are you using the grenade launcher sights on there?
Hey, we'll
why
drop
don't you
that
just
shit.
take out the
We'll drop that
AI
shit.
and actually train with that thing so we can go shoot the next sniper match together as a team?
The drone pilot's going to be worried, but
Well, see, here's the thing. If I can shoot stuff at 500 yards with bullshit, I can take really good ammo and be good at it.
Yeah, but you're already at 400 yards. You're well outside the practical range of that round.
I know. That's what makes me want to do it.
Well, if you figure out the load data, don't send it to Afghanistan because you're going to make things a little tougher on our boys
Yeah.
and girls.
I just have fun doing stuff like that. That's all. Anyway, what else are we talking about? Let's change the subject.
Yeah, I'm the only one in here with no beard. The first person.
Well, maybe you should grow a beard. Okay, can you? Can you
I
grow a
can't-
beard?
I
That's the
can't for
question.
work. My mask won't seal.
Well, okay.
See what he's saying is he pretends that he actually runs inside when he just stands outside and tells people what to
Pretty
do.
much. Yeah, the last time I had to put one of those on, I don't remember. I just point now. Yeah, engine 2, go ahead and head over here, and then
So, how Rick and Pops, how much snow did y'all have yesterday morning?
just about an inch.
Zito.
Yeah,
About-
Robbie's about 2 hours. No, 4 than that, or a few hours south of me.
I live on the beach, man. We don't get snow.
He gets hurricanes.
Yeah, Georgia Boy 44, friend of mine down here in Georgia. He lives over on the northeast, up in the northeast mountains. He had 4 inches yesterday. We had about an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches here, and
It's gone already, probably.
it was gone by 1 o'clock. So,
I hate snow. Like, I don't really understand snow. Why freeze rain when you could just rain?
Right?
Well, if it's frozen, then you don't have to clean your dog's paws off when they come back in the house. It's when it melts, they get all that mud and stuff. And you're
I know, but
constantly cleaning.
doesn't the snow get shoved up in their claws and they come
Yes,
and
it
melt
does.
all over the place?
But it's clean.
No, it's not clean. It's got their shit up in there with it when you
My-
come in.
My dogs don't go parading, and I got to go out every other day and pick it all up, anyways.
That's what you got kids for.
You live on like 100 acres. Let
Well,
them
they
shit down the street.
we got this collars that limits them from getting more than 50 feet away from the house.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
So you don't give your dogs pure freedom.
No, because I love my dogs and I don't want them getting shot.
I can tell you what would happen if you gave them some freedom. They would go straight to the road and one would get hit.
Yeah, they would get hit by a car. The beagle would get ate by coyotes, and if any of them started chasing deer, the neighbors would shoot them.
All right, I got you. So you country folk are fucking hard to live with.
Yeah, we just believe in good fences make good neighbors.
Damn, that's fucked up, man.
And if our deer goes on their property after we shoot it, we just text them up and they meet us there, and actually can have them loaded in the truck for me.
Yeah, a buddy of mine was hunting on some land, and this is a guy who would he would run down a deer and literally like cut its throat and stuff. This is a guy who would hunt with a bow. He's a legit like he would look for the hardest way to kill a deer and go do it. This is a crazy dude. Well, I forget what he did, but he shot a deer, or he shot it with a bow or something like that, or something like, I don't know what the fuck he did, but a couple of days later, he went back to hunt the deer, and it was on someone else's property. And lo and behold, I guess it was a couple deer that were fighting, and they got the antlers locked or whatever, and ended up, I guess, shooting one deer. And after he shot the deer, I guess it locked up with another deer, was fighting or something another, and they got locked up. So he killed one deer, and after he killed the deer, it ran, and then it fought with another deer, and it locked it into its horns. And so he ended up chasing. So he had to get permission to go on the property, and that took like a whole day to contact the owner and to find the property and all that. But once he got on the property, there was like one dead deer and one live deer, like wiggling on, like the antlers were locked up, and he couldn't get away. And it's like, oh shit! So he had to kill the other deer because it was locked on, and so he got 2 for 1.
Yeah, the game warden let him slide on that one, huh?
I don't think he worried about all that.
Well, but you're probably in one of those states where you can get more than one buck.
Well, our season's like 10 weeks long.
Yeah,
So-
can you get more than one buck there?
Yeah, we can get a bunch.
Yeah, you can get a truckload.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you just tag one on Monday and you tag the other one on Wednesday.
I didn't ask all that, but it was
Yeah.
a funny story anyway. But
Yeah, that's
I've seen deer. I've killed a deer and watched a younger deer come up to the dead deer being all Billy Badass and stuff, and then start sparring with the dead deer. I can see how that could really happen.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I'm not a hunter, so I didn't understand it. But it was a hell of a story.
Oh, those are good ones. Those are the ones you wish you had on video.
Right.
That's,
Sure.
So Jamie, how's that 350 Legend coming?
It's coming, man. I got. I think my problem with it right now is basically the crimp. I think when you let's see if I've got it. Yeah, this is it. This is the Lee factory crimp die for 350 Legend, but it's the collet style, which is a roll crimp. And what happens is, you can see down in there. When those four collets come up and close together, it crimps. It makes a roll crimp into the crimp groove. I got one right here. See how it rolls it into the crimp groove? Well, this is a straight walled case. There's no, it's just a ring like everything else. It's not a rimmed case. So this has got to headspace off of the case mount. Well, when you're rolling the case mount into the crimp groove, then you don't have anything to headspace off of. So I think that's the biggest problem I've got right now is so what I started using was my 9mm crimp.
Well,
Do you need to crimp it?
yeah, I
what?
mean, yeah. The first question is, do you have to crimp it? Is it a semi-auto or is it a bolt gun?
It's an AR platform.
Oh, okay. So on an AR platform, you're more likely to crimp because of the recoil versus a bolt gun, where you don't really have to crimp at all.
If it was a bolt gun, I would set my neck tension at 2 thousandths and forget about it.
Yep, copy that. All right.
Lever guns are another one. I love the roll crimp for the lever guns. You got to have it because they're in that tubular magazine. Every time they got constant spring pressure, then when the recoils, that spring pressure gets kicked up a notch. So
Yep.
you gotta have a good strong roll crimp in a lever gun.
Yep.
But
Well, a bullet setback will destroy a fucking gun. I mean, if you set a bullet back in a 1911, and sometimes people don't understand the importance of a crimp, especially in 2011. If you don't crimp enough, because the feed ramp on 1911 looks like a fucking Evel Knievel death stare. It's like, you set that every time that bullet hits that ramp. I mean, if you set it back an eighth of an inch, you can blow up a gun.
maybe we need to talk about that and expand on that a little bit. What we're talking about there is the further you're seating that bullet deeper into the case, the more pressure you're generating when you set that charge off.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're at maximum load, like a 2011 open gun, you crimp the living dog shit out of that. And so I do a full size, like a factory crimp die, because it basically resizes the whole case after the fact, and it crimps it that way instead of just a roll crimp. But you also need to crimp the living dog shit out. So what I do is I take a round that's been crimped, I think it's good enough, and I smash it against a wall like a 2x4, and then I measure it afterwards. And if it moved even the tiniest bit, I'm not crimping enough, because that's the force that it's like when you smash it against that feed ramp of a 1911.
Let's talk about that feed ramp of the 1911. Would you say that it's very similar to that of an AR?
Well, an AR, I think because of the bullet shape, it's not as important. But with the 350 Legend, yes.
Okay, let's take a look at the 350 Legend, because I'm using the AR platform, and it's AR-10 feed ramp. Y'all are bored, ain't you? I can
You're
tell.
good. Keep going, man. You're
No,
good.
but anyone that's paying attention is learning right now. I know where you're going with that, and it's a good thing.
All right, it's an AR-10 feed ramp on a 3.58 barrel. He went and got him a beard, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, with one of the problems we have with the 3.58, Daniel showing off too.
That's
Here,
the
you
dead
get a
deer I
bullet.
found in front of my wife's steer stand.
You get a bullet shaped like that, you'll have feed troubles, and it's very similar to that of a 45 Colt too, as well. A 45 ACP. So I decided I needed some round point bullets, more like this. If y'all can see that better. No load data. This is a Lyman 358 430, 200 grain bullet. Nice round shape, or to slide right up that feed ramp, right up into the chamber, right?
Maybe.
So I got some Winchester brass, and we make a dummy round so that we can tell what our bullet seating depth is going to be, and then we can adjust our data from that. Because if you're pushing it down too far in there, you're going to be creating more pressure. So you got to back off your powder charge significantly. And there's no formula to it. You just got to learn to feel for it and look for pressure signs. So when I get
That's called an explosion when you have to feel for it.
this bullet, let me put it back on these tweezers again. Let me
Well,
show
that's what bugs me about people that reload that don't have velocity. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing? You have no clue what the pressure is. You have no velocity check.
There's other ways to tell velocity besides a chronograph.
Yeah, it's called guess at it. That's fucking horrible.
It's called look at your pressure sign. So when you get that one to where it's going to chamber, you're down to this. Now, folks, that's a lot of bullet down inside that case.
Yes.
That's with Winchester brass. But when I made a bullet, when I did the dummy round with the Starline brass, so that's a good bit more out there. So that's not quite as far down in there. But I'm still real worried about what powder to use and how much of it.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes together because for one thing, if you have a compressed load, you can set that bullet on top of the powder and compress it, and then all of a sudden, the bullet setback's not as important because it's got a bunch of powder it's sitting on. But if it's got a bunch of air it's sitting on and it slams into a feed ramp, all of a sudden you got a fucking pipe bomb.
If you're not careful.
Somebody left a comment about how long I've been reloading. The answer is about 5 years.
But when you started reloading, did you just start going off the deep end, ape shit crazy with getting equipment and?
Yeah.
Rob does everything like that.
I there's nothing I haven't done when it comes to reloading. I mean, literally, I've
You haven't put a good round for an AK yet.
I've put myself in perilous danger many times, and I've come out fairly well.
Well, you're just the type of guy that when you get into anything, you go balls to the wall, and that's it.
Absolutely. I have 3 single stage. I have a turret press. I have 2 650s. I have a 1050. I've fucking loaded everything. And I load a fuck ton of rounds. I literally load 100,000 rounds a year, and I'm not bullshitting.
Have you ever made custom reloading benches?
Nope.
There's my
I ain't got time for that shit.
there's my reloading bench.
Nice. I'll
you
be
need
looking
a level.
forward to
I
that.
think you need a level, Bo.
I think
That's a
you should just
little
monkey
angry.
trash right there and go to town.
You're gonna put your powder down. It's gonna be all.
But I love it. I mean, who here doesn't love reloading? Raise your hand. Don't what I said doesn't love reloading. Raise your hand. I mean, fuck. the thing about it is it's a process, and if you enjoy the process, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's the results that matter, and I love the results.
That's it. I like to me, it's really common too. Like just to sit back, relax, and start cranking the handle. But it's
Well, that's
also
the
good to
reason
know
why I
a
did
lot
those-
more about what you're actually doing with the firearm and everything else. So the more you know, the better.
Yep, knowledge. And I don't know how I'm logged in, but I don't see any comments right now. Sorry.
Click on up at the top of on the right side where it says private chat. Click on live chats right beside it.
Oh, look at that shit. I'll be damned. Okay. All right.
Jamie is the master of StreamYard.
How do you make you go to one screen like when Jamie was talking?
You click on the head on the box. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you add someone in the stream, if you want to remove them, you just click on the head and it'll say solo layout. So you're like, I can just, there you are. You know.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, too much Rick.
Take a breath. Come on, man.
I already been.
So,
I already got.
briefly back to this. I've got 200 grain load data, but with this bullet stuck that far down in that case, I got to be very, very careful. And the difference is the thickness of that brass. The Starline brass is much thinner. The Winchester case is thicker. So that's controlling how far I have to set the bullet back in the case for it to chamber. In other words, it's hitting the lands and grooves.
Yeah, but the farther you set that bullet back in the case, the less you have to crimp because you're getting way more surface area of that bullet in the case. So really, you're almost getting a crimp naturally without having to press it, you know?
Yeah, but these are cast lead bullets, and you have to flare the case so that you don't shave the lead and get
Right.
leading.
Yeah.
So you got to at least have enough of a crimp on there to get that bell back out of that.
Right. No, I get you. Yeah, it's not a bow tail or nothing. Yeah, I got you.
Right. But and plus the further down in there, as we've already stated, the more pressure you're generating, that's going to create more pressure. More pressure is equal. Velocity is the result of pressure.
Right.
So
Yep.
if the pressure don't blow your gun up, you're going to have a lot more velocity.
Yeah, people that ask for low data and don't ask the right questions, I'm like, you're not really asking the right questions. I don't feel comfortable with this.
If I give some data, I want them to ask me what the cartridge overall length is.
Exactly. If they don't understand that part, I'm like, well, I don't.
It doesn't take much. You see it down just a little too deep, it's all over.
Yep.
That's what she said.
Remember when I started doing
So Alan, how's your reloading going, man?
Oh, good. I haven't done much this week. It's just been a busy work week for me. I haven't been able to even stand in front of the bench hardly at all this week. I did some straightening up, but I've got a decent round put together with Unique.
For what cartridge?
10 millimeter.
Ooh, sexy. Nice.
Yeah. The ultimate millimeter. I'm loving it. I absolutely dig the 10
Well,
millimeter.
I mean, until they come out with 11 millimeter, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Scotsman?
I'd like to turn the dial all the way to 11. If we could just make an 11.
No, that's
Oh,
awesome. I think that's a incredible round. That's awesome.
Highlight Firearms 101.
Yeah, and a worthy round to reload because they're expensive as fuck. I mean,
Right. The main problem that I have with the Rock Island 1911 that I have now in the 10 millimeter is it launches brass like into the next damn county.
all that,
So retrieving my brass has been a little bit of an issue, but
well, what you need to do is sell it to the next county and just buy shit in bulk and just go with it. But no, what you have to do is on your first shot, aim at a target, turn your head, squeeze the shot, and then go just set a tarp in that area, because they probably are no more than about 2 or 3 feet apart every time they land.
Yeah, and that's literally what I did last weekend. Is I squeezed off 3 rounds and went, okay, this general area, and laid my tarp out.
It's either that or shoot next to a wall and have them fall, right next to you.
Michael had a question about cast bullets. Scotsman, if you
Yeah,
want
I gotta find it. There it is.
to deal with that.
Hey, Alan, those 40 long are a lot of fun to shoot.
This would be one more for you than me, Jamie. I don't
know shit about cast. All I know is gas checks for higher velocity, but other than that, I don't know shit.
Yep, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, your gas checks have one purpose, and that's to keep the hot gas from cutting through the lead. And the only way that that's a possibility is if you're creating enough gas to do that, and that's going to depend on what you want to use them for. What's the purpose of your round that you're loading? Just a revolver, regular plinking, plain base would be great, or a bevel base, either one. Bevel base would be better for like a little bit higher pressure, like a 44 mag Scotsman. They tend to, and you guys out there, there's some good casting guys out there on the side chat. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, especially Thorzak. Those bevel bases tend to reduce the recoil a little bit and give you a better seal. And gas checks basically are for rifle rounds. You won't be needing gas checks on handgun stuff.
But if you're buying 22 caliber gas checks, rethink your game. I mean, 30 caliber and up maybe, but I don't know. That's too much velocity to push a lead bullet accurately.
Well, that's kind of key. Everywhere we go, we hear people fussing about that Lee 225, 55 grain, flat point, 6 cavity mold. Nobody can get it to shoot straight. And I've got a bunch of them cast up. And it's a gas check design. That kind of speed, you're going to have a gas check.
Yeah, I mean that would be my thing if I had enough time. But I'm doing other shit. But I would love to see somebody make some amazing gains with stuff like that. That would be cool as shit.
Well, my eyes and my fingers are too fat to get a 224 gas check on a cast bullet.
Yes. Well, I mean, fuck, loading 9mm is a pain in the ass. I don't like grabbing them little ass bullets either.
Try some 380s, man.
Well, I mean, same problem, but I went from shooting nothing but 40 cal, USPSA limited major to nothing but open and carry optics is all 9mm. I'm like, all these little bitty bullets, holy shit, these cute little things. I'm like, oh fuck, it's a different ball game.
Maybe someday I'll be able to get my 223s to fly straight out of an AR, but
yeah, you can sometimes. I mean, New York High Fast probably makes a good point. You can find them pretty cheap if you look in the right place.
But here's my thing: you need to figure out what you're going to do for what distance and what the purpose is. If you're gonna slay varmints at 100 yards, cast your shit all day long, make your shit work, 3-4 MOA, whatever, you're good to go. I mean, but if you're trying to shoot 200-300 yards, 1 MOA, I mean, you're gonna have to buy bullets. There's nobody on planet Earth can cast a bullet like that. It's just not gonna happen. And so you start to go down that road, and then like me, trying to throw a 7.62 by 39 bullet accurately at 400 yards is just another deal. I mean, I think that's the beauty of reloading is we have options, and that's That's what we love.
That's it. And there's so many people doing different things, and we learn from each other big time.
And there's always the exception. There's always that one guy that's out there doing it, like Eagle Eye getting MOA at 500 yards with cast bullets out of a 308.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
All right.
do something else, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
before you go sit down at the reloading bench or before you start doing all the stuff that we do, you got to have a goal in mind. You got to have your intentions set for that particular round, and you start with the bullet and then build everything else around that.
Yeah, but should you cast a bullet for 500 yards? I mean, is that really something you should do?
I probably wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty badass, but I wouldn't do it.
I'm getting some pretty good groups out of 30, 30, and 35 at 100 yards using cast lead.
What's
Yeah.
the downrange? What's the 500 downrange energy at 500 yards on a cast versus a legit bullet? You know, I mean, that's what you have to ask yourself. So now that I flew this fucking subpar projectile 500 fucking yards and I hit the target, what's it gonna do? You know, that's what you have to really. That's the next question, really, right?
Well, there's some people would argue with your assumption of subpar. With it being cast.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm asking.
Well, yeah, if I'm like right now, we're getting ready to go to Dead Zero for our meetup. Hope all of y'all guys can come. But I'm trying to get my 270 Winchester to shoot 1,000 yards, and the thought of using a cast bullet has not entered my mind. And I'm a caster from before I was reloading. I was casting.
So how far will you shoot a cast bullet?
Well, like I said, I've got some awful nice groups at 100 yards with a cast bullet.
Okay. I got it.
I would shoot my pet load for my 35 Remington. I would take it out to 150 yards if on a deer.
Okay. So being respectful of the kill, you're not going to shoot a cast bullet past 150.
Right. But now I've taken deer with my 270. I've taken one at 165 yards. I've taken one at 187 yards.
Nice. That's good. I like that. That's cool.
That's as far as I've shot at one. And I would feel comfortable with that rifle, with the load that I've got for that rifle. I would feel comfortable with a humane kill at 250 yards, and that's it. I'm not one of these go shoot from mountaintop to mountaintop. And now, Daniel, what's your philosophy on that?
You can only shoot as far as you are competent at.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I shot that 450 Bushmaster, and I practiced a lot out to 200 yards. And the buck that I took with one shot was 185, and it went, right through the old boiler room, took it down. But now there are some guns out there that back in the day, come on, Jamie, you remember when you was a kid out there buffalo hunting? Those buffalo guns? I mean, they were taking them out with 45 70s at 800 yards plus.
Yeah, but I always liked my 50 caliber Hawken for that.
Yeah.
I like to call in a grenade launch for that shit.
And that's the thing. That's the nice thing. There's so many options out there. I personally like the calling in a grenade launcher and all the rest of it too. There's no match. It's just get it done.
Actually, I know a guy. And he loads them up, and he's got a grenade launcher. He sleeved it to take 12 gauge, and the slugs that he puts in there, when they hit the ground, they go boom, just make the loud noise. It's really fun. Chases trespassers out of the woods every time.
Trying Ivan says he loves a good 270. I think I've got one of the best ones they've ever made. It's a Seiko model AV.
Well, now a 270 bullet is a 6.8, and I love my 6.8s. I love and load 6.8 AR platform.
take that pill and put it in a 30-06 case and neck it down, and you got a 270 Winchester.
Right. No, I know all about it. I mean, I think what I love is yeah, me and Daniel, we got a thing going, but I love I love the whole semi-auto thing. I'm not a big bolt gun kind of guy. I own some bolt guns, don't get me wrong, but I think it's really cool to try to find the most accurate round in a semi-auto. That's kind of like, that's a little bit part of the quest. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm of the opinion that a bolt gun is inherently more accurate than a semi-auto.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't disagree with that at all. It's just it's part of the challenge. You know what I mean? The semi-auto, 77 grain, AR platform, 500 yards. That's a nice endeavor. You know what I mean?
That's fun.
Yeah, it is, and that's the fun part of it. It's challenging. You got to challenge yourself.
Yeah, but you better have lots of ammo loaded up, because that semi-auto with 30-round high-capacity magazines, you can go through some ammo. You can burn up a bunch of powder like that.
Yeah. You know what it sounds like? I hope. And
then all of a sudden, yeah, I got one.
And where did that round go? Fuck, I don't know. I hope.
And it's always that first round. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up. Please don't blow up.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny.
Somebody had a video about that. I can't remember who it was. They posted it on the Reloaders Network. 450 Bushmaster, Daniel. You'll get a kick out of this. He had just loaded his first round, just built his AR. All right, so he's got hand loads and going to shoot it in a rifle that he's just built. And man, he's like, when that first one goes off, it's like,
Okay, was he relieved? I mean, we're looking at the SpongeBob there. Was he
This is
relieved?
what
That the
happens when
gun?
you reload wrong. It blows up.
Yeah, what happens to the gun? Did it blow up?
It goes like this. You load it. Let me see if I can get it in here.
I don't know. I don't
So
know if
Jamie-
that's what happened or not.
Jamie, did that gun blow up or did it shoot all right?
this shoot shot great. It shot great.
That's good. That's a good success story.
So
Nothing like blowing up your freaking gun on your own reloads. I mean, I would rather blow my shit up on some factory ammo and go, yeah, that's their fault. But man, when you make your own ammo and blow your shit up, it's on you.
Yeah.
Idaho,
Too.
you see what Idaho just put down?
My comments keep going off.
He says he likes to start an argument between 270 and 30-06 hunters and then leave the room. So that's hilarious.
270 every time. A lot flatter shooting.
Fuck all them guys. Go with 338 Lapua.
Yeah, kill a deer in the next state. That's what everybody wants.
I mean, what you need to do is shoot the deer for your buddy in the next state, and then have your buddy over there shoot a deer for you on this state, and then you're all good.
Just have fun explaining that one to the game warden.
Yeah.
Not my kill. I'm just scooping it up.
I have to check him out, Thorzax. I don't argue the fact that you can build an AR that'll shoot lights out. I'm just the way I'm brought up and the way I'm geared, everything locked down and solid has got to be more accurate than stuff moving around. I mean, And I agree with Lakeview, and I agree with Daniel. I'll take 270 over 30-06 all day, every day, and I own both of them.
Yep, 270 definitely, absolutely.
I really like my 30-06, but I love my 270.
Now, I've been around enough DMR guys that, you give them the choice, 270 is fucking money.
What I'm wondering is how long does it take to dry out a Pelican case?
3
Just
hours.
like
Depends on how wet it is.
Tell us, Rick. Inquiring minds want to know.
I left and everybody's going, what are you talking about?
It
I left the Pelican open. I shot.
didn't even get wet.
Barely got any flakes on it. All good. I even have it closed up now.
You know what? A real sniper would close the case when he's shooting. That's all I'm
Real
saying.
sniper wouldn't bring the case.
He's still learning.
So, Daniel, the answer to that question is when and if it ever dries out, he'll let you know.
yeah, the jury's still out on.
I did some cool custom stuff to it today, so it's looking good.
The question is when are you going to stop doing more and more to it?
I'm
That's
done
the
now.
question.
I'm
All right,
just
let's
waiting.
go. Hey, I'd like to do it around the room. What's the longest confirmed shot you've ever had out of a rifle? Just go around the room. Daniel, we'll start with you.
570 yards from my front porch to the field on the other side.
What'd you hit?
I put a piece of firewood stump and I put the target to it, and I took 7 shots and I hit it 5 times. That was the first time I ever tried anything like that. And that was
What kind of gun was it again?
308 AR-10 as an LMT.
Jesus. Yeah, Lewis machine tool. Yeah, that's a badass gun. That's a good story, man. You got that on video? You got that on Instagram to prove it?
When Scotsman comes down, he can video it and I'll do it again.
No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. Who's next?
Rick.
To be 1,000 yards with a 223. It was a 75 grain Hornady bullet on a 10-inch steel.
All right, you win. Next.
Alan.
That would be 1 1/4 yards with an AR-15.
That's fucking hilarious. All right, Jamie, what you got?
1,000 yards at dead zero last year.
270.
No, it was 6.5 Creedmoor, a Ruger American Predator,
Oh, okay.
Citron scope, 9 inches wide, 5 inches high at 1,000 yards.
Ooh, that's fucking awesome, actually. Damn.
What
All
did
right.
you
That
drop?
6.5 is a laser beam, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's a good shot. My longest is I think about an 18-inch wide by like 30-inch tall steel at 700 out of my 3-gun rifle, which is called Lady in Black with a 69 Sierra pushing 2650 feet per second. That's as good as I got, and that's all I got. Sorry, but nothing amazing. But those are fucking awesome, y'all. Each story is freaking. That's legit. That's awesome.
But what Scotsman just put up there beats all of us. Have y'all ever shot up?
That's pretty kick-ass right there. 600 yards with a Martini Henry, open sights.
No, can't say I've ever done that. I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's a cocktail, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Right?
After you shoot it, get a cocktail.
No,
What
in
about
all actuality, a 800 yards with a 7-win mag on a 10-inch gong.
There you
That's
go.
solid, man. That's fucking really solid.
Can't
That's
go
awesome.
wrong, man. That's good.
Better than I did.
Well, that's worth a
I
rifle.
gotta step up my game for the next chat.
Well, that's with a rifle. How about, okay, we'll go pistols now. Your farthest shot.
200 yards, 40 cal on a 1/4-inch IPSC.
Liar.
No, I did it with quick rounds.
Okay.
He's sitting there getting lessons.
Well, you
He's got-
suck, man. Me and Daniel, 200 yards. Coke can.
70 yards, 12-inch steel with whatever. Fuck, it doesn't matter now.
I know a guy. 500 yards. He's teaching somebody in this chat how to shoot too. I think I got, or was it 400 yards, Rick? I don't want to give him too much credit.
Talking about X-ring.
Yeah,
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 he
he
shot
put a video
400.
up about
Yeah, there's an
400
old
yards,
video. He's actually going to
Well,
beat it. I think we're going to go back out there and
reenact
I'll
it.
watch it. I'll watch.
Hey, I'll put the Nemesis with a dot next, up on a rest and see what I can do. I think I could probably hit 300 yards, honestly, with like a decent piece of steel.
There you go. A 20-foot holdover.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah, that dot's not going to do any good because you'll be pointing at the trees.
No, the dot will tell you where to aim. Duh. I mean, but yeah, you got to hold over.
Scotsman, can you put trying surviving up there? 18-inch steel gong at 200 meters with a JM stamp 30-30. Chico did that in October with my rifle and my hand loads at the Iraq Vet 8888 shoot. It was a 150 grain Sierra Pro Hunter, flame based soft point.
Nice.
Amy, did you bring your own stuff to shoot there?
I brought some of my own stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you're that's a lever gun that you're limited to the type of bullets you can really load for that thing. That's your best bullet?
That's my best. That's my best round. I think it's 28 and a half grains of Shooter's World tactical rifle.
Nice. That's awesome.
But I've shot 100 yards with my Smith & Wesson 586, but that's as far as I've tried it. Handgun, that was crazy.
I got a 100-yard gong, 16-inch gong at my place. I routinely hit that shit all day long with the open gun, the limited gun, or the carry optics gun. If you pull the trigger right, it's ridiculous. I love it. That's why I'm shooting nothing but a dot this year. I'm in love.
Yeah, that's one thing that I haven't really tried is distance with a handgun. I've never actually even really tried it.
The bullet
the most I've ever done is 100 yards.
Dude.
Other than that, I've never tried anything past that.
My open gun at 100 yards, you literally just hold the dot. There's no drop. That shit travels at 1,390 feet per second, and there's no drop. It's crazy.
You're kind of having a fire sale on over. You're having a fire sale on everything right now just to get more dot guns.
Yeah, they're all gone pretty much. They're either sold or I know where they're going. So it didn't take long.
Thorzak said he cast up some 12 gauge slugs and put 4 of them in one hole at 100 yards. That's impressive.
That is good.
And he had it on video.
Yeah, those slug guns, they shoot. There's no doubt about it.
Everybody insight. What's up, Scott?
Yeah, it's not like when we were young and you'd be lucky if you hit a 5-gallon bucket at 60 yards with your deer gun. It had to use shotguns with slugs.
Yeah.
Those rifled round slugs.
Bearded CB's making fun of me out there with my with the Grey Ghost AR pistol. They had me lined up. I don't even really know what the distance was. At most, it was probably 40 yards. But they had some tannerite in a pumpkin and set me out there with the AR pistol, and I couldn't hit that thing for shit. I probably unloaded half a mag before I ended up hitting it. I didn't have that thing dialed in at all. I had just thrown the dot back on it after doing some testing on another gun with it, and yeah, I was all over the place. It's dialed in now, though.
You say that? Is that in Fort? The Gray Ghost?
Yeah, the Gray Ghost AR pistol.
Yeah, that's a cool looking rifle. I remember that, or pistol.
Small enough for around the house defense. That's why that pistol came into my life.
Oh, so Tom Olafson did fucking smack on my last video. Yeah, Tom, that popped up while I was on screen here. I was reading it. Thanks, buddy.
You got to talk smack on your video.
Oh, I don't talk smack about nobody. I make all positive comments to everybody's videos. I don't talk any trash.
Yep, mine is positive trash comments.
You're the only channel I troll, but that's fine.
Well, that's fine.
Most of the time, we don't know what your comments mean anyway, Daniel. So
Hey, I quit taking that stuff over a month and a half ago. My mind is now clear. So I should start making halfway sense.
So when it comes to reloading, is it important to know the details or know the concept? So what's more important? Teaching the concept of reloading, like pressures, overall length, like blah, or the details of like
Those are the details.
with
No,
me being probably the least experienced reloader in the room, I'll lead off with the concept, because the fact of the matter is there's so many details, and the details themselves can be just changed on each individual weapon, each individual round, what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to avoid. There's so many variables that the concept is where the meat and potatoes are.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Start with the concept, because there's so many details out there, just like at least Alan was saying, and you got to grasp that concept of what you're doing first. Just setting up dies. Heck, yesterday I was having issues setting up one of mine because I haven't set up a die in 6 months. And I had to refresh my memory and go. It took me 20 minutes to think, hey, you know what? You're an idiot. You're doing this wrong. And I had to go back and then I fixed it and it's good to go now. But
So how many brass did you crunch?
exactly.
Like four.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, there's 6 people on the screen. I know 2 of them have been reloading most of their life. The other 4 of us have all gotten lost in the details. And then, but of the 4 of us, there's at least 2, maybe 3 of us that, and I'm not going to point fingers at anybody, but that, you can get lost in the details, but once you, but that's fine as long as you stay safe. And then all of a sudden, once you like the worrisome and the details and all that, you work yourself out. And all of a sudden, once you realize that you should understand more of the concepts and what could go wrong with this, that, and the other thing, then you become a better reloader. You start being like, and then, but then it's kind of scary, because then how to push the limits, right? I mean, once you understand the concept and fuck the details, then you can take advantage of both ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Now, when it comes to pushing the limits, there's always one thing you got to remember. Always do it with Scotsman's guns when you shoot them for the first time.
But y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? I mean, I think at first you're so
Don't
lost
use
in
a
details that you don't understand the full concept, and then once you get the full concept, then you get back to details, and then you start pushing the limits, and that's where the fun happens.
Yeah, there's way too much to get lost in. So get the basics going, and once you get that, then the more you do it, the easier it is. I mean, the first time I was setting up when I had the Lee turret press, I mean, that was what I learned on. And, that was with C-Max, and he walked me through it, and we spent hours on the phone. I mean, hours on the phone sometimes. And he would take the time to do it. But once I got it in my head and got the basics going, I was good to go, You still have questions here and there the entire way through, but just like yesterday, I was starting to fuck shit up. It happens, but then you take a step back and go, oh yeah, dumbass, and fix shit. It's a fun thing. It's a process, and
Like take the die out, take the die apart, knock the bullet out of the fucking die.
yeah, when you don't valve it the right way and you shove the bullet up there, it's kind of a problem.
So Rick,
Good
have
load,
you
though.
ever started trimming?
I'll buy
Have you
stuff.
started trimming your brass to the same length?
I trim
Yeah, you gotta-
all my brass to the even low pressure brass. I'll trim it to the shortest, and then I never have to fucking trim it again. If you load shit to 5.56 specs or high pressure, anything high pressure, you basically gonna trim it every time.
Yeah, because I know when you like with the rifle stuff, once you got your crimp set, and if your bullets are different length in your brass, it's going to affect the crimp. I mean, if you got one that's a little bit longer than another one's a little bit shorter, you're going to be shooting 200-300 feet per second faster or slower.
Yeah, the pressures will be different.
Well, never crimp unless you absolutely have to.
But I won't sit there if I find a good load and say it's shooting. I won't try to find another powder that can do the same. I move on. I'll work on something else. And I don't do many different bullets between 49, 223, and 6.5 Creedmoor. That's it. I mean, I loaded some 22 250 the other day just for fun, but I won't mess with it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I've messed with a couple of different ones for 9, trying to see if I could find something better, but I should have just stuck with the first one because the first one's the best one. So that's the one I'll be sticking with overall. But
So what round?
that was for 9. I was playing with a couple different powders with different cast bullets to see what I could get. But,
Yeah. It's not rocket science when it comes to pistol stuff. I mean, unless you're talking about open guns or anything kind of like heavy projectiles, and you don't really have to worry about too much.
Yeah, I messed around with some heavy 9mm before, 150s, 160s, and stuff a little bit, but honestly, it wasn't too big a difference. It was more of a hassle than anything trying to get those because there's no published load data for a 160 bullet.
You want some 200 grain bullets?
I'm good. I mean, unless you want to send to me to melt them down, I'll melt them down.
I mean, yeah,
I think the 124 rocks it out for me for the CZs.
I that's my bullet right now, 124. I'm happy.
Yeah, I would agree. And I kind of,
2.3 battery. Turn it counterclockwise and I'll help you.
Yeah, you've kind of made the whole circuit there. You've started out with 9mm, and now you went to 40, and now you're back to 9mm again.
He was never at 40. He just
Oh.
wanted to be. He was
No.
never there.
You, Rob.
He couldn't handle the pressure.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rick. No, he was
Yeah.
never there. He was just pretending to be there. I was
No, he-
there for like a year.
I mean, 40s, they don't
40
sell here.
forever, Rob.
No, but you never really shot it. You just had the guns to shoot it. You never really shot it.
Oh, that's right. I don't go to 1,000 matches a week. I forgot.
All right, there's a good question right there. We'll start with Rick.
I did one the other day on the 22 250. I was a little bit going, I hope this is right. I mean, there's ones in the past. Serious one lately was loading a rifle round again and going, So it worked out well. Groups are okay.
Daniel?
Yeah. When I first started reload rifle stuff, it was like, yeah. Scary. You just don't know if it's going to blow up.
Yep. Jamie?
I remember my first 35 Remington. I wanted to put it in the lead sled, tie a string to the trigger, and then go hide behind the tree. But yeah, they were I stress the safe thing. You know, very rarely will I go up to max charge, and even more rare than that, go over. Now Kenny's out there, Eagle Eye Shooting's out there now. He'll push it past that envelope if he knows his equipment can handle it, but he builds that equipment. He knows it can take it. So that's a little bit different thing there.
Alan, what about you? You're probably still pretty fresh in the mind.
Well, it's pretty fresh. Not only I've only actually loaded for 2 rounds, 9mm and 10. And with the 9, the very first one that I ever loaded, I was more concerned with the bullet being able to actually make it out of the barrel, because I'm like, I load this thing's light, man. I'm worried, so worried about it. And it was just, they were light. I didn't really have a problem with it. When it came to the 10, I was just like, don't ruin my gun. Don't ruin my gun. I wasn't even worried about it blowing up in my hand. I was just like worried more about the gun than my hands.
A true story. I got a reloading and shooting it for the first time story. I was down at my buddy's place, and they just got a rock chucker, and they started reloading stuff for pistol. And I brought my pistol down. We're shooting. He goes to shoot his, and I'm literally watching the bullet come out of the barrel, fly down, and drop in front of the target. And it's like every single one of them, they're doing that. And we go back up to his reloading bench. Okay, show me what you're doing. Well, you're supposed to use, I don't know, about 9 point whatever grains. He's out there with a thing counting each little grain out. 1, 2.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So Scotsman, if you can go back up in the comments, Eagle Eye had a good comment, and then A&A did too.
All right.
I would recommend you guys that are thinking about getting into reloading. I obviously would recommend that you start with handgun rounds, but the one I would recommend the most is the 38 Special, and then slide on into the 357 Magnum.
So Rob, what about you? You remember your first reloads?
Yeah, it's real simple, 9mm, and it was a published load, and it was out of a Glock. So if it blew up, I didn't really lose anything. But it was successful. So, and thereon went the journey. But now, why are you saying the safest thing to start with is 38? I mean, that's a big case. You could triple charge that.
Yeah, I guess you could, but it's a straight wall. It's a straight wall case, and it's easy. A lot of people don't comprehend the difficulty in doing 9mm. I didn't until I started doing 9mm. Soon after I did 38, I started into 9mm. That taper on there, it can mess you up if you're not careful, not paying attention to what's going on.
Okay, all right. I always tell people start with 9mm because chances are you're shooting it through a pistol that if you blow it up, it doesn't matter, and chances are there's plenty of load data. I mean, even because like even 357, I mean, a lot of the load data out there has pretty fast burning powder, right? Magnum powder,
medium speed, yeah.
I always say start with 9.2, and generally, you're gonna have a collection of screw ups. I got a box sitting over there on the bench. There's my box of screw ups, and I think Rick's probably got one closer.
Yeah, I got a box. I take them out to the farm and I throw them in the field. And if the government ever wants to magnetically check my property, good luck. I mean, fuck. Shit's all over the place. Yeah.
So
Rick, that's one of your good rounds, though, right? You'll shoot that tomorrow, right?
Definitely.
That's one of your 400-meter rounds, right?
No. This is 1,000 yards.
Yeah, you got a concentricity check on that coming up, right?
Yeah, it's coming up.
That thing even looks like it's upside down.
It was.
You can't tell. That's the beauty.
Fred commented 38 special is a straight walled rim case and a roll crimp. So yeah, it's just easier to me than the 9mm was.
No, I guess I never thought about it, but now that you say that, I guess I get it, but I didn't think about it.
And as far as that goes, some screw ups you just can't pull.
No.
That's a fact. I got a box full of 38s over here right now. I'd love to pull them.
Hey, you can put them in a fire though.
Yeah, they work.
Yeah.
You know what works good too is if you have a bag of powder and it's old powder, you just throw it in the fire. It's good
That works
stuff.
great. You
And,
get
and
rid
the
of
number
power.
one thing that I always say, recommend to people too, before you start dropping powder charges in, make up a dummy round. Make your dummy round, set your overall length, make sure, do the plunk test in your barrel, and then start cranking rounds. You know,
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And if you're hand loading, after you prime the case, weigh it. After you dump the powder, weigh it. I mean, you know, there's steps to this shit. I mean, there's ways to not blow yourself up. You just have to be willing to do.
Well, it's a lot safe. It's a lot
Triple check
safer on a
everything.
single stage.
Triple.
Single stage press, you're not going to screw up. Less chance, anyways. You get in these progressive things. I've had 2 squibs in the last 3 years. I never had a squib before in my
you
life.
know, it's funny. I've actually had less issues on the Dillon than I had on the Lyman.
I was
on
going
the
to say,
Lee sign. And
load each
the
one.
only issues I ever really have on the Dillon is primers flipping on me every now and then.
Yeah,
And,
your
you know,
human error will be greater trying to make ammo better than a Dillon. The Dillon will protect you as far as like plinking ammo. Literally, you will make better ammo on a progressive, especially on a Dillon 650. Anybody that disagrees with me, I'm fine with you being wrong.
And I have to agree. You would be wrong as well, because honestly, for me, loading on that's been way easier than when I started on that Lee.
Yep.
And I'm kicking myself for not going straight progressive when everyone told me I should.
Dumbass.
But, you know, it is what it is. You know.
Okay, so
No,
maybe
that-
I'm watching the wrong guy's videos while I'm reloading, because every time that guy has a squib, I've had one.
Well, the
Yeah,
reason
don't watch
the
Cody.
reason I don't deter people from getting a single stage is because when you go to a progressive, the single stage will become a rifle manufacturing plant. It's all good.
No, yeah.
You'll still use it. It's not like wasted money.
Oh no, I won't. I mean, all rifles on a single stage. It is not going on a progressive.
Absolutely, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
No, I do every other round. I only do 9 on the Dillon. Everything else is on the Lyman 8 on the turret press.
I'd like to get the Lyman 8.
It's a really nice press. Super easy to use. The only thing I don't like on it is the priming system. I hand prime. I bought a hand primer instead. I hand prime with the Frankfurt Arsenal hand primer, and everything else I do on the Lyman. It's an excellent press, solid as a rock.
I got the Redding 7 and an off-stage primer, large and small, and it's kind of the same deal, just one less hole in the fucking disc. So they're good presses. You can keep a lot of stuff ready to go.
Yep. And I'm working on building right now my own turret holder. So I went and picked up the stuff today to build that. So we'll get that taken care of hopefully this week.
Your own what?
Turret holder.
Oh, nice.
I got multiple turrets.
Yeah.
So I can set the caliber, set it for the bullet, and leave it, and not have to worry
See,
about it.
what I do with the Redding 7 is I have the lock and load system. So I literally have all my dies set up, and I just lock them in when I'm ready to do that thing, and I just.
See, Josh, you're being lazy, man. You're starting to shoot competition. You're gonna have to start reloading.
Oh, you're gonna have to start reloading.
You know what? He just doesn't know it yet. Just let him. Just
Josh,
let him figure.
You need one of those.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you, within the year he'll have a progressive press, but we'll see where this goes.
I had
We'll just let him say what he wants to say for now, and we'll laugh at him down the road.
Exactly.
The same way we did when he was talking bad about CZs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now look at him.
So I had him on our live stream one Friday night, and I told the people, I said, the people watching, I said, don't take him serious. He's playing the devil's advocate. He said he was, but
Well,
yeah.
a lot of people say, "Oh, reloading saves you money." No, fuck no, it doesn't save you money. It lets you shoot more. Well, what's the goal of a competition shooter? To shoot more. I mean, so it just
Shoot
kind
more,
of
shoot more accurate.
exactly. It goes hand in hand. I never resisted. I was in it from the get go. I'm like, yep, got to reload. Let's do this. Fuck it. I mean, let's balls deep. Let's go. But a lot of people think, I can just buy this round. It's made for this gun. No, man, you're never gonna know. You're never gonna know unless you know, and you don't know until you fucking know.
Yeah, and I mean, look at it. It happened to me before. I bought Winchester factory ammo because I didn't have time to reload some ammo up, and it screwed my entire fucking day up. It didn't function not just in one gun, but in two.
I would rather take a progressive press and work it this slow, and look at every bullet, every powder, make sure every primer's in, and have 100 rounds of freaking completely badass match grade ammo in 10 minutes. I mean, going slow 100 rounds in 10 minutes is slow. It's like watching, ice freeze. I mean, it's that slow.
I was thinking,
hey, Rick, since you're the 40 guy here, you're the expert on 40. We got a question.
Slug weight for 40 steel 180s, 180 grains.
For Steel Challenge, Steel Challenge has no power factor. So I would run a 180 grain bullet with about 2.5 grains of power pistol.
That's too low. That's
And
too low.
put a light ass spring in there and fucking let her rip. But you're gonna have to wait 3 seconds for the slide to return for the next shot.
I would run.
I mean,
well, here I'll grab it.
well, the bottom line is there's no power factor for Steel Challenge. You just need to be able to hit the steel. So
Yeah, but you need it to cycle back. So here's the answer to that.
I have the answer. I just was being funny about it, but we can't read it. Yell it out. What is it? Talk to us.
Hit the button.
4.5 grain tight.
I can hit the button, but it's still not clear.
Okay, don't run tight group. Okay, tight group is dirty ass. Tight group is shotgun powder. Fuck that bullshit.
Vidavori's better.
No.
With 4.5 grains.
No.
Yeah, just a power pistol.
I can get
That's like shooting cannons off. Don't fucking shoot tight group.
I got 10 pounds of Vidavori up here, but that's what's
Okay, no, that's too expensive. Shoot sport pistol. Sport pistol powder. No, listen to me. Shoot coated bullets with sport pistol powder. It's the best powder for coated bullets. It runs just like power pistol, basically. It meters just like it. I mean, it's clean burning powder. You're good to go. Trust me on this.
You're being outvoted here. Even CZ Fangirl agrees.
With what? Tight group?
No. She agrees with you. Very 4A, or she's saying 231.
321.
Yep. Well, no, Alliance Sport 320 is fine. Yeah, I mean not 231, but 320. But
Rick, you're being outvoted, dude.
No, tight group is shit. He's stuck in the past.
Tight group. I can get tighter groups with 9mm than I can with Vidavori.
Because you ain't trying hard enough. Let it
yeah,
go.
but we're talking 40 now. I agree with Rick. That's a good powder for 9mm tight group.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Not for competition. It's dirty as fuck. I mean, it might be the right burn rate, but it doesn't work when you're standing there trying to shoot 42 pieces of steel at one time, and you got this big tight group freaking cannonball bloom in your face.
Robbie's got a point there. That's more for 3-gun.
Trust me, sport pistol, Vithibori, but not tight group. Just work with me on this. I can steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, but it's too expensive for some.
No, the sport pistol is the way to go. Vithibori is great. I shot that for a whole year. I bought fucking almost 100 pounds of that shit. Trust me. But the sport pistol's pretty much taken over that deal because it's the same. Sport pistol is exactly the same as N320, but it's half the price.
Yeah.
How about grain wise? Do you run the same?
No, it's a different load, but it's very close.
Okay.
Or actually saying AA number 7 for 9mm.
Never used it.
Never tried that.
Okay, I'm gonna go right back to the well and tell you this sport pistol for 9mm. Tell me if anybody out there is listing anything else besides sport pistol until you've shot that. Don't even put anything else in the comments until you've shot that pistol powder. They have literally got it developed like Vithibori N320 for half the price. And if you ever wanted to shoot Vithibori powder for N320 and didn't want to spend the money, well, guess what? You ain't got to. Sport pistol. It's the same shit.
Sport pistol.
Alliant. Trust me, dude. That's the only pistol you need. That's the only powder you need for 45, 40, or 9. All the other shit, they might as well quit fucking making it.
Wow. Okay.
Don't sugarcoat it, Pops. Tell us what you really think about it.
I know it. I've lived it. I've done it. I've just shot 1 million fucking rounds of that stuff. Trust me. I'm telling you.
Sure. Tell me that now after I got 30 pounds of powder for my 9mm.
Sell it. That's what I did.
Well, sell it or use it for something else.
Hey, Scotsman.
I'll try that. I'll find some.
Yeah, sport pistol is you just can't argue it. It's good stuff. Yeah, 8-pound jugs. Hell yeah, they do. I bought about 6 8-pound jugs of that stuff.
So, Wes S., if you've got chafing going on, buddy, you need that Gold Bond medicated powder.
Or just get the monkey butt. That's good powder.
Sport pistol and power pistol. What's the big difference there? Is that like a finer powder or?
The sport pistol works better with coated bullets, which we all like because they're cheaper and it's cleaner. It's just a better powder. But power pistol's pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but it's more like tight group. It's a little bit dirty. It's not formulated for coated bullets. So for me, I like to shoot coated bullets for practice and jacketed hollow points for matches. And that's just the one powder that works for everything. Now, for me, for shooting open, I'm on to something totally different. I'm talking about back when I was shooting, 40 and 9 and stuff like that.
I'll have to find some of that and try it. I'm really wanting some of that number 7 too.
I'm not going to say that's bad because I've never tried it, so I can't really talk bad about it. But I'm just going to tell you that the sport pistol is really hard to beat. I've loaded a ton of shit with it, and it's so clean, and it's just a great powder. If you want one powder that does it all, I mean, besides Magnum shit, it really is it.
There you have it, folks. You heard it.
Now, if you want to talk some 357 Magnums, we got to move off of that powder and up to something slower burning.
Yeah, that's the other shit I'm shooting. It's called Shooter's World Major Pistol. That'll get you all the Magnum results you want, my friend. Trust me. I put 9.7 grains of that shit in a 9mm case.
Wiggly, is that compressed?
Nope.
It's rubbing though, ain't it?
Oh, it's right there at the bottom of the bullet, but it runs 1,390 feet per second at 124 grain bullet.
I'm a 9mm.
Yep. And that is a really clean powder. Speaking of clean powder, if you want some good Magnum powder, that Major Pistol by Shooter's World, Jesus Christ. If you go look at my last match video, that was I just posted it like this morning. 9.7 grains of fucking Shooter's World major pistol, and try to find a flame coming out of the barrel of my open gun. It's nothing but gas, which is what you want to direct the comp. Find me one, and I've got hack cam footage and everything. Find me one round where you can see flames coming out of there, and you'll be hooked on that powder.
Well, I'm a Shooter's World powder nut. I really like the Shooter's World powders. My favorite for 357 Magnum is rapidly becoming the heavy pistol. Shooter's World heavy pistol.
Yeah, no, I just think what the thing that scares me is it's made in the Czech Republic. So now that I found a powder I bought 32 pounds of that shit. So I'm worried that at some point it's not going to be available. So I bought a fucking shit ton of it, and so I need to test it. But once I get it, I'm going to be good to go for a couple years. You know,
Is it all same lot?
It's showing up tomorrow, I'll let you know.
Check those lot numbers and separate it by the lot number. All right.
Yep, absolutely. The lot numbers I have on the 1 pound cases, they make, I know what power factor they make. I know how they run through the gun, and I'm going to test the new lot numbers and we'll figure it out.
Chico's liking that Shooter's World powder too.
Yeah, I got to try some of that. I got to find probably end up having to do it on Midway or something like that.
Go to Powder Valley. Powder Valley. That's where I get mine.
Accurate Arms, AA, Accurate Powders, they used to be the American outlet for the Lovex powders, which is what Shooter's World is.
Yep.
And when Western Powders bought them out, so they started having to relabel the Western powders for that. Shooter's World, Lovex powders lost their American foothold. So to get back into the United States, they created the company Shooter's World.
Yep.
And that's what we're dealing with now. So a lot of the stuff that you don't have load data for your Shooter's World powders, if you go back and find some old Accurate Arms data for different stuff, you can use that data. But you can also go to their website and click on the Contact Us button, send them an email at requesting load data. And what I did first time I did it, I told him, I said, look, I'm doing a YouTube video about 35 Remington. I want to use buffalo powder. And I put my phone number down at the bottom where I signed it. Hour and a half later, this dude's calling me up. We talked for like an hour and a half. So
damn, that's cool. That's really cool.
And that right there is enough to sell me on Shooter's World powder that they care enough about their customers that they'll spend some time with you.
That's awesome.
So anytime you need Shooter's World data, get in touch with them. They'll get with you. At least they did for me.
Yep. I think Chico said that. I think Chico or Kyle had called them as well, or they called them. I know someone else did. So,
well, the reason that USPSA shooters that are shooting open guns, 9mm, you have to have the finest Magnum powder. Andrew Hondo, hey, what's up, brother? Because you need to fill that case almost all the way up. I mean, and in a lot of powders, because of the shape, it just won't get enough powder in there. So, but Shooter's World major pistol is so fine. Literally, it's like if you look in the finest pepper shaker, like if you look at a pepper shaker, the finest little fine pepper, that's what Shooter's World major pistol looks like. And you can fill up a case with 9.7 grains of that shit, and it's this far from the case top of 9mm. So that's an ass load of powder.
Same with their heavy pistol for 357 Magnum. And Scotsman, from what I've learned from Kyle, is it's even better in 44 Magnum than it is in 357 Magnum.
Yeah, I'll have to order some.
All right, you guys, I gotta go. I gotta go fix some detectors that are chirping before everybody wants to go to bed. So thanks for the invite, Scotsman. Appreciate
Hey, Rick, when you going live?
it. I don't know. I gotta go live at least for 10 minutes tonight. So, but I gotta go fix some detectors.
All right, man. Good to see you, brother.
All right. Good
Thanks,
night.
kid. Bye,
Take
guys.
care, Eric.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody. Thanks for going in the chat.
Yeah, that Shooter's World is claiming on the 44 mag at 180 grain Hornady XTP, a 19.3 charge. But you're also looking at like a 1600 velocity.
That don't sound quite right. I would have thought that velocity would be way up there with that much powder with a 180 grain bullet. The typical powder bullet weight for a 44 Magnum is like 240 grains.
Yeah, that's even at the 10 millimeter, the 200 grain Hornady XTP, that's a 9.8 charge at about 1100 foot. So I mean, still, I'm just curious, how smoky it is, but it's not dirty or anything, obviously, right?
Not that I've noticed.
Aren't we supposed to start Jeopardy about now?
Yeah, we started a couple hours ago. You know, it's so funny.
You missed it already.
I would like to hear everyone's definition of what dirty powder is. I mean, to me, and I'll start off. To me, dirty powder doesn't really exist in bolt guns. Dirty powder doesn't really exist in revolvers. I don't know. I'm probably going out on a limb there. But when you start going to semi-autos, it's almost like, well, because a gas gun, it's sort of like the powder does more work. Okay, so now let's start talking about what dirty really is. And then, with pistols, dirty powder to me means, what's the sight picture like? When you crank off 3 rounds, are you looking at a fucking cannon blast? I mean, a lot of people use that phrase dirty powder. Well, what does it really mean?
Yeah, no, it's a good point. To me, it's that cloud of smoke. If I can't get my SAT acquisition back quick, then that's to me more of a dirty powder. And you can actually have dirty powder in a revolver, and where you'll see it come out of the cylinder, the front of the cylinder, more than anything. I haven't had it happen to me yet, but I have seen it happen, and so it is possible. Daniel?
Black powder. You ever try to clean the old muzzleloaders when you're shooting triple F or double F? It takes all day to get those suckers clean. If you don't clean it out, your barrel is ruined the next day.
Jamie?
I think you should outlaw that shit. That's horrible.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. What Daniel said. Growing up shooting black powder rifles, and that having to wait for that cloud of smoke, and then when I think about a dirty powder, I'm thinking about cleaning the gun afterwards. Of course, that smoke in front, that's one thing. But how bad is it to clean your weapon after you get back from the range? And yes, I try to clean all mine up every time I go to the range, even the bolt actions that I shoot for accuracy. Yeah.
See, to me, that's just kind of something. That's just the nature of the beast. I mean, yeah, some may come up a little bit more than others, but you're gonna have to clean it regardless. So I kind of swing more the way the just that smoke that you get in your face and up, in front of your sight picture.
But how long does it take you to clean it? That's what I'm looking at.
I can't really say I've had anything take longer to clean with different powders.
Yeah,
So
so a dirty powder, you wipe it this way, and a clean powder, you just wipe it a little less. I mean, yeah. So that it's a good discussion to have. I mean, I don't know. So
When I think dirty powder, the first thing I think of is a stripper I knew in Arizona. But but after that, it's how much smoke I've got coming out the end, and if I'm going to be able to make a transition on a target. And on top of that, I also, how much residue is it leaving in my firearm? If it's just caking the hell out of it, like, Winchester white box crap.
That's shotgun powder in there, by the way.
It's just like that's just dirty as hell. It's just because you get into a much better factory ammo, it doesn't leave that much residue, that much crap in your weapon.
That's good. That's a great subject. That's interesting.
Another thing that'll change the definition is, do you shoot suppressed? If you're running cans on the end of your guns,
if you're running a can, pretty much everything's dirty.
Listen, if you can afford a can on the end of your fucking pistol, you can afford clean burning ammo.
I can't.
I don't know. I thought it was a good subject. It's just like what is it? What does people misrepresent steel case ammo too for being dirty, like toll ammo through AKs or ARs. The reason some of that stuff is dirty is because the steel case, it doesn't seal the chamber, and a lot of that gas comes back instead of going and doing its job. It comes back through the bolt carrier group and all that, because the brass case ammo will seal up the chamber, whereas the steel case won't do that, and a lot of those gases come back. So it's dirty. It's not necessarily dirty because of the same reason, the brass, but it's dirty because of the way it operates. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and then you get back, that takes you back to my definition of that fouling that's left, that carbon fouling that's left in the gun after you get back home.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
I think steel is harder on chambers than brass.
But how could it be? It's soft steel.
Because it's harder than brass, infinitely more harder than brass, and it's not sealing that up. So it's kind of like hitting that chamber wall and bouncing back.
Well, and a number of years ago, I bought a CMMG AR, and they said that if they detected the use of steel casing, that all warranties were null and void.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. I mean, if a gun can't shoot steel case ammo, I just think the gun's fucked up. I mean, all steel case ammo is just as soft as brass, damn near. I mean, all that steel case is the shittiest steel on the planet Earth. It's as soft as metal as you can get.
Yeah, Josh Benoit agrees with you. He says steel case seals up the chamber so well that sometimes that's a pain right there, man.
I mean, listen, if a Glock will shoot it, everything else should shoot it. That's my definition.
Wow, you went there.
I mean, but listen, Glocks are good for something. That's determining if other guns should be able to function with the same ammo. I mean, really, other than that, there's no use in society for a Glock. But right there, we get to at least test other guns' functionability.
I should say we can function test our reloads in a Glock and make sure they run before we put them in a good gun, so they don't blow up a good gun.
Yeah, that'll work.
Well, sometimes we even double charge our loads and shoot them out of our buddy's good gun. And it wasn't mine or Jason's. I just remember a certain guy from Pennsylvania went bang, bang, boom.
Is everyone here a CZ fanboy? I think I know at least 3 of you guys are. Is everyone pretty much sold on that shit?
Yeah, I like CZ.
I am too. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of hard to beat a Glock for reliability. I mean, if you're gonna build a bug out bag and shove a gun in the bottom of it, and just 5 years later you need to make it work. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat a Glock like 19 or 17 and a shitload of mags and any kind of ammo. I mean, even a CZ fanboy will tell you that, I think. I mean, maybe I'm the only one. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I was reading some comments here on the side. You said something? Oh, reliability, CZ all the time. You just buy one. The next thing you know, you got 5, and you always got a gun that'll shoot.
And here's the funny thing is you don't shoot a CZ better than a Glock. You shoot the sights better than a Glock. If you just hold the sights on a Glock, I mean, better than the same way you do a CZ, the bullet's going to go in the same place, right?
Oh,
I mean, if you were to lock a gun in a vise and shoot it the same way, he's ready to fight. Look at him.
What's the first thing you got to do with a Glock? You replace the sights. What's the second thing you got to do with the Glock? You got to replace the trigger. Okay, so just spend the money.
No, you don't have to. No, and I'm not defending Glock.
Don't forget adding the grip tape and all the rest of those.
Yeah.
All right. Listen. All I'm trying to say is, if you were to literally put 2 guns in a vise and hold them both on target and pull the trigger, and let's just say you were not screwing either one of them up, they're both going to do the same job, right?
There you go. My brother Kingpin got the best comment.
If I wanted to look at it that way, I could just go right down the street and spend $150 and buy all the high points I want.
Well, now a high point is not a bad idea for a bug out bag. I agree with that.
If shit has the fan, you can just go down there and grab them anyway.
Yeah, I just pulled the truck into the factory. It's right down the road.
I just, I mean, there's too many Glock magazines on the planet to say fuck Glock, right? There's a fucking zillion Glock magazines on the planet, so you have to own a few Glocks. That's just the way it is.
Well, then what you should
own
have done.
something that accepts a Glock magazine, but you don't have to own a Glock.
Listen, if CZs took Glock magazines, I think we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Well, no, you needed about 3 years ago. What you needed to do was make all these videos about Glocks instead of CZs and getting us hooked on them with the Reptilian CZ virus.
I still believe CZ's a better pistol. What I'm talking about is like if you had to have like one gun to just fucking go zombie apocalypse shit. I mean, let's face it. You're going to take a CZ, but eventually you're going to pick up a Glock mag on the battlefield and go, "Oh, fuck, where's my Glock?" I mean, you're going to wish you had a Glock.
All we got to do is
I'm gonna pick up that Glock mag, take the ammo out of it, and throw the fucking mag away.
all you got to do is win your first gun.
Hey, that's the best. That's the best response. Yeah, I like that.
Just win your first gun fight, and there you got your second gun. You pick the guy off with the Glock, and now you've got a Glock and a CZ.
I just think that you need to have both. I guess that's my whole point. Just have both, and you're good to go.
Well, I got a Colt 1911 model 70 and 45. There's a backup gun.
What's so funny is you could find a room of nothing but like guys that just like diehard CZ guys, and at the end of the night, half of them will say, "Yeah, I think you should own a Glock," but. No, we're not.
Yeah,
I'm not
so that you can
saying.
compare it and go, yeah, this is how good a CZ is compared to the thing else everybody else talks about.
My latest thing is a SIG 320 Legion. Jesus Christ, fuck CZs and Glocks. You all need to go buy a 320. Oh my God, there's nothing better.
The freaking Nemesis, come on.
They're okay.
They're all right.
They're nothing like a Legion 320 Legion. Jeez, Aria.
So like,
I got a confession to make to you, buddy. Not only do I not own a CZ, up until this past October when we went down to Iraq vet shoot, I had never shot one. and now I've only shot like 5 or 10 rounds through one that they had at range day and set up with this really cool suppressor from that knife company. What's the name of that? Magtech.
Right. I don't know.
They make the coolest suppressor ever, man. It's going to be nice. I mean, all you can hear is the action working in the pistol. That's pretty cool. But we went up to, and Scotsman was there. Me, Chico, Scotsman, and Kyle Lusk. Kyle brings his Glock. Okay. And I'm like, I've never shot a Glock. We're going to let you shoot this one. We're going to end that today. Okay. I'm in line waiting to shoot the Glock, and it tears up before I get my turn. So
Here's the thing. I shot it just for Kyle because it's Kyle's, and he wouldn't stop. So I'm like, all right, man, I'll put a couple rounds down range. I didn't get 2 rounds down range before the thing failed. And I didn't do it on purpose.
Hey, listen, anytime you get a Glock to fail, that's fucking good shit. I love it. That's awesome.
I've seen many fail over the years. When I was running the range, I saw it all the time.
Yep. No, well, first of all, there's no gun that works 100% of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, everybody has their own.
I've always said it, man. It's a piece of machinery.
Yep. Okay, I want to say the Eagle Eye Shooting says the 320 Legion. His comment was 320 Legion trigger pull is garbage. I don't know, man. I
don't know. I haven't shot one. I can't say.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, man. I mean, I don't know if he shoots pistol competition. I have to slap this really fast and shoot a bunch of cardboard shit for scores, and I think it's pretty good, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's not good for what he does. For what I do, I think it's pretty good.
He also brings up that thing that I coined slide hop, where essentially with the last round in the chamber and just the magazine in the chamber, some guys were getting the tail end of the slide moving with trigger movement.
Oh, okay.
And with my 320, the only time I get slide hop is when I don't have a magazine in it. So I literally would have to have the last round in the chamber and no magazine in it in order to have slide hop.
Okay.
I haven't noticed it affect accuracy in the slightest. I've shot it that way. It doesn't affect accuracy.
The slide hop is minimal, man, and that's how you know they fixed the supposed trigger issue they had. It's an easy way to tell if it went back to the factory or
the one I bought was built in late December, so it's relatively new construction, and it's I mean, I don't know what we're trying to do with pistols here. I don't know. I mean, I'm shooting 40, 50, 70 yard steels with the pull of a trigger that was shit, I guess. But I was also in that match video that I put up. I finished in 10th place out of 30 people with a new fucking gun that I just shot, and I thought I did pretty good. So
that's pretty damn good right there, man.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. If I had to defend bad guys against all those guys, I think I would have finished in the top 30%.
But here's the thing, man. Like, we could probably give you a high point, and you could go shoot a match and still finish in the top 10.
Right. So you should develop some skills. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but at the same time, it's not a bad pistol.
No.
Now I see my wife's got 2 SIGs and she's got 3 CZs. She loves them both. As far as the other brand, I go with Kingpin. Glocks don't fail. The person that bought it did.
That's funny. Yeah. No, Glock's a good gun, man. What are y'all doing? Why y'all want to trash Glock, man?
So with that being said, it's that time of the hour. I got to go to work, so we'll run through the room. We'll start with our illustrious guest, Mr. Pops Quest.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. am here to just be the devil's advocate most of the time. And, competition shooting is the only thing that matters with firearms. Otherwise, you can choose to be wrong, and I don't mind.
Always good to have you, brother. Appreciate it. The CG fanboy.
Well, hey, thanks. Been fun, guys. Had a blast tonight. And if you guys haven't gone out there seen Rob's last video, you're finally going to see what he looks like out there in them skinny jeans. He's out there rocking them and blazing the course.
Nice. Jamie?
I can't wait to see Pop's new video. So, Scotsman, thanks for having me. You guys have been a blast tonight. The side chat's been great. Y'all check us out Friday nights. We have started our own channel. Georgia Shooting Connection has its own channel now. So Friday night live streams will be on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel. So you'll have to find that and go subscribe to that and click the bell, get notifications. I've got a 30-30 video coming up and a 350 Legend video coming up pretty soon. So thanks for having me. Don't work too hard, my brother.
Awesome, brother. Always good to have you, and I'm looking forward to those videos, dude. You do a really good job when you're doing those developments. So awesome.
Thanks.
Alan, what you got, brother?
Oh man. Well, in the description for the chat, the illustrious Crazy Scotsman does have a link for Mr. and Mrs. Holster and the efforts that are continuing there. If you don't know what's going on, click the link. If you know what's going on, click the link. Do what you can. If you can't spread the word. It's an absolutely awesome thing that's happening for a great dude. Other than that, had an absolutely phenomenal panel tonight. Greatly appreciate everybody that showed up here and out in the side chat. It's been rolling all night long. Thank you all for coming. As always, keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, that link is out there. Appreciate you if you can. If you can't, like Alan said, please share it. Sharing is huge. We are less than $500 away from the goal. So absolutely awesome. And again, thank you to everyone that has donated so far and has been helping with that. Guys, appreciate y'all showing up. Everyone in the side chat, absolutely awesome. Y'all rocked it out again tonight. So thank you. And we will see you next week.
Jamie, you're up.